Hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder. Today I have two fantastic battles for you in the unknown tanking object 279. And this last of the Soviet heavy tanks is going nuclear in those two matches. You see what I did there? Anyway, there are several things that I really like about this tank. That it is rather unique, but also that it fires a shell type that sounds at first old school, but this tank actually has the best APCVC with a TNT filler in the game. Fired from the massive 130mm M65 cannon. Overall ammunition capacity is 40 rounds, and you have a very fast reload for that kind of old school high caliber gun of 8.6 seconds reload. And you basically have two shell types. You have HE with 31mm of penetration and 900 meters per second mass velocity, and the BR482B APCBC round with 1000 meters per second mass velocity and 177 grams of bursting charge can penetrate up to 363 millimeters of penetration, and that is more than certain AP FSDS rounds. So it is a serious threat, and packed with this UFO shape with 4 tracks, and then a stabilizer, and then shots like these. Yes, so good, so good. Obliterating a T-32, that is just fantastic. You see them rather rarely these days. So the two battles, as you can see, the first one was played on jungle, and the second one was played on a desert map. The first map is rather quick, yet very much action-packed. The second one we played a bit more cautiously. There are several reasons why I played this tank. Currently I still try to grind certain tanks within the Soviet and the Chinese tech tree, and I want to switch it back and forth a little bit to have a bit more diversity in my playstyle and not just, grind battles over and over again in the same tank, which, War Thunder is repetitive in itself quite a bit. Now, the fantastic thing is, this AMX-10RC was distracted by our helicopter. So he died indirectly to a helicopter, kind of. Anyway, so yeah, the next thing is the gun handling of this tank is obviously not up to Western MBT standards that are floating around the battle rating of 8.7. Namely, the turret rotation speed is not so quick, the reload is not really long, but longer than all the 105 L7 gun variants, etc. Also the gun depression with only -5 degrees. Despite here clown shoeing on this hill, yeah, it's still something that you should not really think you can rely on. But the tank has also a nice secondary 14.5mm KPVT machine gun, which is coaxial, and that is also pretty nice. So this tank has also really trolley and bouncy armor. I think I made a tank review about this tank, and it is not invulnerable to AP FSDS, and especially HeatFS goes through this tank like a hot knife through butter. But you have to not just point and click, but you have kind of aim center mass, and otherwise there is a good chance that even AP FSDS will ricochet, which sometimes caught enemies so far quite often by surprise, to be honest. So here I see a Falcon approaching, and there is somebody with me, which just exploded, which gives me the opportunity to deal with this French wheelie boy. Yeah, so I wanna get this cap, and to be honest, I'm one of the few tanks the Falcon has some serious trouble dealing with. I wait till he reaches behind the bunker, and then I advance. So in this case I think it is better to have armor, because yeah, I kind of got immediately damaged with my gun breech and my gun barrel and even the coaxial. So the Falcon, British balance, right? But he can't really kill me, so I will not get the cap, but he can't kill me from the front, and I'm just waiting till my stuff gets repaired, And then I shred him with the machine gun. Easy. Because the 14.5mm has some nasty penetration for a heavy machine gun. And let me just quickly find the values. With the APIC, armor piercing incendiary bullet with Cermet core, you have up to 45mm of penetration. That also very often catches Western NBTs in close quarters off guard. But I think that tanks like the T10M that has two of them, one coaxial, one on the roof, can make more use of this. Now I tracked here this French tank, and then I'm lobbing the shell again over the ridgeline into the tank. Beautiful, beautiful. And I bounce another shot, and then I think to myself, holy hell, what was that? I better reverse. And this is also what this tank has going for it. It has a surprisingly quick reverse speed of 18 kilometers per hour. Forward it goes 55. And a 1000 horsepower strong engine for the 60.4 tons allows it to get a roughly 16 horsepower per ton ratio, which is not bad for such a heavy tank. But to be honest, the tank needs to get into those surprise shots where then the APHE just is so delicious. To have a stabilizer with a gun that fires APHE with that kind of penetration, it sometimes feels unfair. But to be honest, I have no mercy, and I don't really feel sorry for any of the virgin Western MBTs when I kill them with this tank. So we already have 7 kills, and to be honest, that was the match. Let's have a quick look at the post-battle results after we get the heavy metal hero and the survivor that we thoroughly deserved for our frontline action. Come on, where is the game? There it is. Yes. So for winning the battle with 7 kills and 2 zones captured, I got a nice 72,000 civilians, and also thanks to a talisman, 12,600 research points, which, you know, is quite nice for making progress on the ZSU-37 too. And also thoroughly deserved with almost twice as many score points than the second of my team. I was first place. So let's get to the second battle of El Alamein, and again I am kind of in the center of attention. At least I'm in the center of the map, and I wanna take B. You see, for a heavy tank, again, this tank is not that slow. I wanna approach B and then kind of hide. I'm already a bit worried because sometimes some really speedy boys are already on the ridge lines when I'm in roughly this area, and then they try to insert heat FS into my shiny armor, ruining the paint job. In all honesty, the armor of this tank is a bit... Sometimes it's overhyped, sometimes it's quite trolly, but at this battle rating, don't rely on armor at all. We're about to cap, and that is a juicy 1340 RP. So some of my teammates have moved up. A gets contested, C is already captured by the enemy, but our team have surrounded them, at least from one side now, and we just obliterate here a Leopard 185. And I got hit by something, but I have no idea where it came from. I just have a general idea that it had to come from either the castle, but the firing angles are a bit weird for that, or from the area where the Leopard 185 was. And yes, in German it's called Leopard and not Leopard. That sounds a bit stupid, like the C's, Leopard, whatever. Anyway, yeah, that is the beautiful 3D collision model interaction. And again I got hit. I have no idea why. It again must be somewhere there. And I also have no idea by what I got hit. Was it Heat FS? Was it APFSTS? Was it some trolley boy in an M2 something? I don't know. The only thing that I know is that there was another tank, and I tried to find the position. Please notice that I'm very cautious here, and I'm not running in like a headless chicken, which makes no sense because then you would be dead anyway, which mostly in War Thunder you are. So far my armor has held up, and again I was shot somewhere from there, but from where? And I could see the tank now, but I didn't see the tank back then, and I was focusing on a completely different portion of the screen. I got hit by another tank, and that is another Leopard, so yeah, I need to deal with this guy, try to do some third-person shooting, but again, the aiming reticle is focused on the building and not the tank behind it. And again, the armor holds, and I love when armor works. Usually it doesn't, but when it does, I love it. Okay, that was a bit low. Very unlucky ricochet on the lower plate. Let's try it again. And he is focused here on the T-55. And that was beautiful. But not as beautiful as this scene. By accident, dodging a missile from a Begleitpanzer, slowly turning the turret, and then... What? Machine gun! It's a machine gun! You had a 14.5. Oh, I killed so many lightly Western MBTs and IFVs, etc. with this gun. That guy's dead. Yeah, Soviet team working as intended. Okay. So, there is one more thing that I want to talk about, and if you think that this battle looks now highly interesting and you want to kind of get this tank, the sad thing is you only can get it on the marketplace, and it is not a premium tank. I put the talisman on it myself, so you will not really earn that many silver lines on average. It has a repair cost of 7,300 fully upgraded, and when you get it, for the current marketplace price of 100 Gaijin coins, which is absurdly expensive, you get it stock, and it's not a premium, so it's absolutely not worth it. I think the most expensive tank that I remember seeing was the E100 for 1,800 Gaijin coins, which is just absurd. I saw the SBA, but I also see here the Leopard. I was a bit too slow on the trigger finger, but my armor for a change held up. Sadly, I can't get the SBA. So, I saw somebody spawn. And yeah, he's driving out. Let's wait for him. The lucky winner of the APCBC lottery is a BMP-1. The German one, of course. And another one spawns in. War Thunder spawns. They are just made by gamers for gamers. Right, boys? So I just test here if he already is off spawn protection with the heavy machine gun. Now he sees me, and with one of the last bullets, before dodging yet another ATGM, I disable his gunner and his driver. Screw it. Just to make sure. And here I emptied the clip, something that you really need to do, and wait for it. Yes! Yes! You know, sometimes even I have those battles where everything is going well. Where everything is just working as intended. Or, you know, I claim to be. In War Thunder it's mostly reacting, because nothing survives, no plan survives the contact with the enemy. Yeah. So now I think it's time to move up. So there is quite a graveyard, isn't there? Now, there is one scene coming up that I already saw, and I want you to remember. Team play in War Thunder is something that very often gets overlooked, but sometimes it happens randomly. So now I want to go there and kill those guys, but sadly the USH 405, aka the Swedish Autistic Screamer, just got obliterated. Moving on swiftly. I want to flank around to intercept here the Gepard, and from this side I think my team got the situation under control. So I'm facing forwards, and then I get hit by a machine gun. somebody recognizing me and just annoying me. But no, he also shoots the hill. He wants to tell me something, probably that most likely there is an enemy tank behind the hill. And it was this very moment where I had a genius but very gambly idea. What if I play a little bit of a mind game with the enemy tank? I have no idea what tank it is, but maybe he observes here this corner, sees me coming, but doesn't want to come out in front of my gun. What if I play a little bit of a mind game, like I'm looking for that Gepard, and then observe the corner? Let's figure it out. But maybe the Gepard is not the only tank around the corner, so I still have to observe it. And then I look obviously to the side, and with the traverse of the hull, I snapshot the Leopard 1. Great success. And I would have gotten killed by this tank if not for the warning of this friendly on top of the hill that gave me the marking with the machine gun. But a little bit of a spoiler alert, that was the last scene of the battle, so let's have a quick look at the post-battle results. And for our 8 kills and 1 cap, we got this time 73,000 civilians and 16,230 RP. Again, heavy metal hero and survivor. That is fantastic, and this is again a battle that I had before the one that I showed you first in the video. Anyway, that was the unknown tanking object 279, a fantastic fun tank when it works, but most of the time, to be honest, it doesn't. That's it for me today. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Please give the video a like with it, subscribe if you want to see more, and we'll see each other on the waves, in the skies, and on the battlefields of War Thunder.